the imperial doctor congratulated the emperor on being pregnant. Hearing this, the emperor angrily retorted that men could not get pregnant, but the next second, he got morning sickness. The imperial doctor immediately reminded him that getting angry was bad for the pregnant man. Enraged, the emperor kicked him aside and ordered everyone never to leak the secret. At that moment, he was startled to see a girl falling from the ceiling. He caught her just in time, unaware that she was the one who had accidentally gotten him pregnant. Just moments ago, the girl had been reading a novel at home. She couldn't understand why the emperor was willing to raise the child for a woman who had betrayed him. If he loved children so much, why didn't he have one himself? The next moment, she transmigrated into the novel's world. The emperor dropped her to the floor and demanded to know why she had been eavesdropping. The girl explained she had been cleaning leaves from the roof and accidentally fell. However, the emperor wouldn't spare anyone who had uncovered his secret. Just as he was preparing to punish her, he suddenly felt a stomachache. The imperial doctor cried out in alarm that the emperor had been struck in the stomach and was going into early labor. But then a bad smell filled the room. The imperial doctor checked the emperor again, only to find there were no signs of pregnancy left. He immediately announced the emperor had miscarried. Furious, the emperor shouted that he had only needed to pass gas. Then he promptly fired the incompetent doctor. Since the girl had indirectly resolved his pregnancy crisis, he decided to cancel her punishment. The girl was pleasantly surprised, unexpecting the tyrant would let her go. But the emperor overheard her inner voice and mistook it for the eunuch insulting him. He immediately slapped the eunuch across the face. The eunuch felt extremely wronged. That night, the system popped up. It informed the girl that the transmigration mission had started. As long as she wildly disrupted the novel's plot, she could return to the real world, and the first task was to touch the emperor's muscles. To ensure her survival, the system granted her a time-freezing ability. The girl hid under the emperor's bed and waited. Once he was asleep, she put on a face cover and began her task. But the emperor woke up immediately and grabbed her hand. Thanks to the time freeze function, the girl easily completed the mission and slipped away. However, as she was about to rest, the eunuch came to arrest her. It turned out that the emperor had heard her thoughts earlier, recognizing her as the maid from the daytime. But the girl had no idea, confidently claiming she hadn't entered his chambers tonight. The emperor immediately revealed the marks on her wrist, then ordered her severely punished until she told the truth. At that moment, the system popped up again. It announced the first task was complete, and now she had unlocked a new function, rewinding time by 3 minutes. The girl used it without hesitation. This time, she respectfully told the emperor that she had only wanted to check if he was cold and cover him with a blanket. However, the emperor grew even angrier and smashed his teacup. He demanded if she took him for a fool. The girl answered yes in her mind. The emperor immediately ordered to have her beaten with a rod. Hearing this, the girl grew angry too. She shouted that if he thought it unfair, he could touch her muscles too. The emperor decided to execute the girl on the spot. The girl had no choice but to activate the time rewinding again. Before time reset, she placed the broken pieces of the teacup on the chair. The emperor sat down without any caution. The next moment, he cried out in pain and leaped up. The eunuch shouted anxiously that the emperor's butt had been assassinated.